Welcome to Where I Long to Be, a magical trip report podcast. My name is Virginia, and I am your host. If you are a longtime listener and you haven't submitted to be a podcast guest, and you have a trip coming up in September through December, what are you waiting for? Reach out today through my website, which is whereilongtobepodcast.com. I would especially like to chat with people who have plans to go to Universal this year. Okay, on today's episode, I am welcoming back Amy to the podcast. She was previously on the show for her November 2024 trip, so I will link her previous episodes in the show notes in case you want to go back and listen to those as well. But without any more delay, please join me in welcoming Amy. Welcome back, Amy.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to speak with you.
I am so happy to see you. Old friend coming here to talk about another trip. You were most recently in Disney in November, correct?
Actually, my older son and I went for just a very short trip. My son Jack and I went, and we stayed at Saratoga Springs.
I think now I'm recalling, I think you told me about this trip when we spoke about your November trip.
Yes, I think
So
so.
you're getting down there quite frequently as someone who lives in Massachusetts. So well done
Yes,
making the most of
yes,
your annual pass.
exactly. That's the motivation, is to really make the most of that annual pass.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's get through all of the details of this trip, but really quick before we do that, for anybody who did not listen to Amy's previous episodes, Amy, can you just tell us a little bit about who you are?
Sure. My name is Amy, and my family and I have been DVC members since 2014. I've traveled down to Disney World 14 times now. So I really enjoy going to Disney World and the parks. Here in Massachusetts, I'm a teacher, and my husband and I have two sons who are 18 and 21.
And who is going to be going on this particular trip?
So this trip is just going to be my husband Joe and I going down to Florida, just the two of us.
All right. Any jealousy from the boys?
Um, I'm a little guilty about my younger son Charlie because he's a senior this year, and I thought he might be going on a fun trip with friends, but that has not materialized. So I am leaving them both at home, but they should be fine, and I'm sure Charlie will eventually plan a trip with friends, maybe in the summer.
So, what are the dates of this particular trip?
Okay, so we are heading down on Tuesday, April 22nd, and
Hmm.
coming back on Saturday, April 26th. So 4 nights.
Okay. Are you going to stay at the same place the whole trip?
Yes, we are staying at the Boardwalk, and we've never
Ooh,
stayed there before. So I'm
okay.
really excited about that. We're trying to check out some different resorts. We would like to
Hmm.
buy a resale contract. So Boardwalk, we're very interested in, and we're also interested in Wilderness Lodge, both Copper Creek and Boulder Ridge.
Do you know for this particular stay at Boardwalk whether you're going to be staying in a Boardwalk view, a standard view, a garden view?
Okay, I believe we're in a one bedroom,
Hmm.
and I believe that it's a garden view. It's really hard to get a studio. It's actually easier to book a one bedroom.
Hmm. And you all are DVC members? Am I remembering that correct?
Yes, we are
Okay.
DVC members, and our home resort is the Grand Floridian.
Oh, yes. I remember this now. You didn't think you were Grand Floridian people, but it turns out you are. Got it.
That's hilarious.
Well, I think you're really going to enjoy staying at the Boardwalk. It's really nice to be that close to International Gateway. I mean, above all, like people talk about the food that's available on the Boardwalk. I personally am not enamored with the food choices on the Boardwalk, but the proximity to Epcot, to me, that's where the food choices are right inside that gate.
Exactly. I'm really excited about being able to walk over to Epcot to see Epcot fireworks, to
Hmm.
go on Guardians every day. That's one of my few goals
Hmm.
for this trip, is to get on Guardians every single day. And
Hmm.
I'm actually even more excited about the topiaries. stand the food. I know that that's strange, but I just am very excited about all the topiaries.
I also love the merch for Flower and Garden. Even though I live in New York City, I don't have any place to do gardening, but there's something about the Flower and Garden merch that's just really appealing to me, and it makes me want to garden. So,
Sure.
it's fun to
That's
look at.
funny. That's funny.
And that
Uh,
little orange bird is so cute. All
yeah,
the characters that they associate with that festival, I love.
I agree, and I don't know why they don't have Orange Bird like a character in
Mhm.
the parks or in Epcot for the festival. I think that would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah. It would. Yeah. I would love to see that.
Yes,
So, Disney, if you're listening.
yes, exactly.
Is Flower and Garden your favorite festival?
I have been to Flower and Garden and Food and Wine. I have not been to the other festivals, so I have to
Oh, okay.
get back to you on that.
Well, with your annual pass, hopefully you will be able to make it down there
Yes,
and maybe get a really good pass holder deal because sometimes that is what entices me to come back is if I can get a decent deal on a flight and they have the discounted rooms for AP, then it kind of seems silly not to take advantage of it.
sure.
And that's how this happens. It is a very
Yes,
slippery slope, folks.
it really is. I've heard people talk about like add-on itis for years,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I just never really felt the need to buy more points. And
Mhm.
you would think as my children get older, I would be less interested in going, but I'm actually more interested now in letting them take friends or extended family trips. So,
Mhm.
it would really be fun to have some more points.
Yeah, I would love to have some additional points, but that's gonna take some convincing for my
Yes,
husband.
yes,
But
I
I'm
understand.
hoping that as Alex gets older, maybe that will be easier to do the convincing because as he gets older, I can imagine that as an only child, we would want to let him bring a friend.
Sure,
Um,
exactly,
so we'll
exactly.
see. We will see. All right. So, how are you getting to Florida? I'm imagining a flight, but
Yes.
what time is your flight? How did you arrange your travel?
Okay, so on Tuesday, April 22nd, our flight is out of Manchester, New Hampshire, and that's at 7:25 a.m.
Okay, and if I recall correctly, you have multiple places you are able to fly out of because you are kind of in a really convenient location.
Yes, we can
Okay.
choose between Manchester, New Hampshire, Boston, Massachusetts. There's an airport in Connecticut, and then there's also an airport in Rhode Island that we flew out of for a recent trip.
Okay. What time does this flight get you into MCO?
10:35, which is great.
Yeah, that's perfect. And how are you gonna get from the airport over to the boardwalk?
So we Gear Fusion is going to pick us up, and we've used
Oh,
them
yes.
before, and we really like them.
Yes, I remember them.
We've
I'll
had
make sure to
really
put their link in the show notes again
Thank
too.
you, thank you. We've had really good luck with them. They're nice.
Okay.
They're nice people. They do a great job.
Do you have any plans for this particular trip to do any kind of lightning lane or that sort of thing? Because I know you've gone multiple times this year. So sometimes when people go more, they're not as inclined to pay for the extras because they're like, oh, I've been a bunch this year. It doesn't matter as much. What is your priority there?
So we are going to use multi-pass the first day and the last day, and
Okay.
then every day I purchase the single passes.
Okay. All right. Are you counting your arrival day in your pass
Yes, so that
multi-pass plans?
yeah, so the first day, um, I think we'll get there by lunchtime. I'm not quite sure where we'll go to lunch. I was thinking of maybe Cake Bake Shop, trying to get in and eat at their bar. Have you eaten there?
I have not. And I
Okay.
haven't even on these more recent trips I've had, I haven't even made it over to that side of the boardwalk to even look in the window. So
Right.
I'll be interested to hear how you like it.
Yeah, I mean, I know people have criticized it because it's very pricey, For me, if we get to Boardwalk and we could just scoot over there so quickly and grab something to
Mm-hmm.
eat, that's appealing to me. But I'm also open to different things. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of unsure where we'll go to lunch. But
Mm-hmm.
then we'll go into Epcot. And yes, we'll use the multi-pass. I booked Remy and Living with the Land and Guardians that day.
Okay. And you have the individual lightning lane for Cosmic Rewind.
I will ride twice and Joe will sit on a bench.
Will he do all the other ones with you though?
Yes, you will.
Fantastic. Living with the land is not too wild. So
No, he can handle that. So we'll go on a few rides, walk around, just kind of enjoy Epcot, and then hopefully check in to the hotel. And that night we wanted to go to Amare for dinner. I think we talked about that another time.
hmm
That is in the Swan Reserve.
The next day, Wednesday, April 23rd, which park do you anticipate you'll go to?
The second day we are also going to Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing the Behind the Seeds tour.
Ooh, yay.
I'm very excited about that. And we're going to Shiki Sai for lunch.
Ooh, I'm excited for this day on your behalf.
I'm excited as well. And yes, I will go on Guardians that day as well. Other than that, I don't really have any other rides planned that day. We'll just kind of play it by ear and walk around.
Have you done the behind the seats tour before, or will this be your first time?
We've never done it. I'm really excited about it. And then
Okay.
we'll go to Shiki Sai for lunch.
Oh, for lunch. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Fantastic. And have you eaten there before?
in January, and I loved it. It was wonderful. The food was wonderful. The service was great.
Mm-hmm.
We had a beautiful view out the window of Epcot. It was really nice.
Okay. I still have not made it there, and I need to because I know that Charles and Alex will love it. I'm not a sushi person because I don't like seaweed, and even like the rolls and stuff. I don't care for the taste of it, but they love it. So I need to make sure we get over there at some point.
Plenty of other things that you will enjoy on the menu.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I can always find something. All right. Anything else that day?
I want to see Magic Kingdom fireworks, but I'm not sure if we'll go into the park or I was thinking of trying to do some kind of monorail crawl.
Mm,
So maybe we'll eat at Wailulu, go get a drink at Enchanted Rose. Like I just thought it would be fun to kind of go around the
mhm,
monorail loop and either get a drink or something to eat at the different resorts, and then
mhm,
kind of see where we end up for fireworks. We could be at a
mm.
resort, or we could be at Magic Kingdom. So I thought that would be fun to just kind of be flexible and see how the night goes.
You could have your dinner at Wailulu, walk to, Grand Floridian because right there, it'd be faster to walk than to go back to the monorail.
Okay.
Have your drink at Enchanted Rose, hop on the monorail, go to the Contemporary, and maybe go up to the Top of the World Lounge?
Going to ask you about that. I've never gone up there, but I
Oh,
think that would
okay.
be great. I've never done that before. Have you been up there?
Mhm. Yes, I've been there, before it became Villain's Lair or whatever it's called, and then I've
Right.
been
Yeah.
since it's become Villain's Lair, and, it's just kind of like as long as there's room,
Okay.
and I think that you can go up there even if you are not necessarily gonna have something to drink if you're just gonna go out on the balcony. You just have
Okay.
to you check in sort of at the elevators in Bay Lake Tower, and they're, like, on the floor where there's the pass through to the main building, there's, like, a concierge host type person, or at least there was the last time I did it, which it's been, like, at least a year and a half, 2 years maybe now since.
Okay. Okay.
But you check in and you say, "We wanna go up to Top of the World," and they will ask to verify your DVC membership and that you are a direct owner, so you have access to
Okay.
all the rights and privileges of a direct owner,
Right. Right.
and then you just head on up, and it's not super big. The drinks are very good. I wouldn't go there necessarily for the food, but they do have like a layer cake that they're kind of famous for that has like a ton of layers.
Okay.
So maybe do your dessert there. And then they have a balcony that you can walk out onto.
Oh,
So
well, thank you. All right, maybe we'll give that a try. That sounds like a great place to go.
yeah, and if you can't get in there, I would consider seeing if there's room for you at the bar at California Grill and just say, "Can we go up to have a drink and dessert at the bar?" And then you also have access to the outside.
Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about doing a little monorail crawl. I've never done that before.
Yeah. All right, Thursday, April 24th. Back to Epcot?
So this day, we're actually going into Disney Springs and we're doing the wine tasting at Wine Bar George.
Oh, okay. Are you all big wine connoisseurs?
I would not say that I'm a connoisseur, but we do really enjoy wine. And I've
Mhm.
heard great things about this tasting. Have you been to Wine Bar George?
I have. Is this the tasting that George actually
Yes.
leads? Oh my gosh.
And I did a little research. He's a Master Sommelier, if I'm saying that correctly, and there's less than 300 of them in the world. So it's just very impressive. But I don't know if you've ever met him. He's
No.
so down to earth. You see him in the restaurant, seating people, serving food, helping to clear the table. He's
Mhm.
just a very down to earth person.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so much fun. Love Wine Bar George. It is obviously good wine, but they also have really good things to eat there too.
I
So,
agree. The food is great, and they sell wine by the ounce, which is so, I think, unique. I don't know if other
mhm.
places do that. So if you have an expensive wine you want to try, you could just buy 1 ounce. I
Mhm.
was there in January with my older son, who is 21, and I ordered a glass of wine, and then I didn't feel like a whole other glass of wine, so I ordered a half glass. Like, I just think that's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have that flexibility.
And the servers are so knowledgeable and they help
Mhm.
you so much. So yeah, I really would highly recommend it. It's a great spot.
They're very nice. I broke a glass there on accident, and they were so kind about it, even even when I broke the glass and I said, "Mazel tov," like, "I'm so sorry I broke this glass."
That's
I
hilarious.
couldn't help it. We had a lot of appetizers, so there was not a whole lot of room on the table.
That's funny. I'm sure that is not the first glass that has been broken there.
I'm sure, yeah. But they were just so nice about it. It made me feel much better about the
Good,
whole situation. So,
good.
anything else that's happening that day?
I'm not a good day drinker, and the wine tasting is at noon, so I'm sure I'll just be tired
Okay.
afterwards. But I think, we'll have lunch, whether we eat at Wine Bar George or we walk
Mhm.
around Disney Springs a little bit. We'll have a late lunch. We'll go back to the resort. I think, again, we'll be tired. We'll probably just relax for a while, either in the room or maybe we could go to the pool for a while. And then I'd like to go to Hollywood Studios that night and see Phantasmic. I'm really hoping that we can do that.
Ooh, yeah. Has it been a while since you've seen it?
Years. I would really like to see it.
Years.
Yes,
How have
I
you
know.
gone that long, Amy?
I can't offer a reasonable explanation to you. For some reason, we tend to stay at a place where we can see either Epcot or Magic Kingdom fireworks, sometimes
Mhm.
even from the resort. So sometimes it's hard to get people back into the parks at night. So I think
Mm,
that's the issue.
okay. Well, Phantasmic is so good. My hope is that you'll go over there and Joe will be like, "Oh, we should do this every time." It's 'cause it's so different, and it's not a fireworks show. It's much more than that.
I'm really hoping that we'll see it that night, but if for some reason we don't, we could see it our last night.
Okay. All right. Speaking of your last night, let's go into your last full day, which is Friday, April the 25th.
We're going to Animal Kingdom. I did buy the multi pass and the individual passes. I'll go on Guardians at Epcot, but then in the park in Animal Kingdom, we'll go on Avatar. And then I also booked the safari, the Nemo show. What else did? Oh, Navi River Journey.
So are you starting in Animal Kingdom?
Yeah. And I'll just do Guardians by myself in the afternoon.
Are you going to take a break before you go potentially see Phantasmic after you do Guardians?
Yeah. So we'll be at Animal Kingdom in the morning. We'll come back. I'm not sure where we'll have lunch yet. I'm kind of hoping to get maybe a drink at Nomad Lounge, go back and go on Guardians. I do have Ravello penciled in for dinner.
Okay.
Um, and again, then we'll either do Phantasmic or the Epcot fireworks that night.
Have you eaten at Ravello before?
We ate there once and we loved it. And I heard that you went on your last trip.
Mm-hmm. The meatballs were probably my favorite thing I had there. Delicious.
I'm not a red meat eater,
Mm-hmm.
but I will recommend this for my husband. Yeah, we had a great meal there one night, and I just found it just really beautiful and relaxing there.
It's nice to kind of get away, like away from, the parks and your resorts, but you still feel like you're in the Disney bubble being over there at the Four Seasons. And it's nice
Yeah.
just to check it out, so that when you win the lottery and you're ready to buy your Golden Oak home, that you have a sense of where you're going. I mean, it's really important to
I would
understand.
also, yes, I would like to start staying at some of the Four Seasons resorts.
Are you on the Golden Oak email list like I am?
No, I did not even know that existed.
I have no idea how I got on there, but I get emails every once in a while. It's not like every day or anything, but I got one just today, so I was thinking about it, inviting me to come and tour potentially my future home, and I'm just like, yeah, that would be nice.
It's really funny. I wonder how you got on that list.
I don't know. I tend to get on lots of lists somehow. In my personal email, have somehow gotten on French mailing lists. So I constantly get emails in French. And then at work, somehow my work email has gotten on a bunch of lists for a bunch of graduate programs. And so I'll get the random emails like, thank you for looking into getting your Master's of Divinity at such and such university. Or we see you're interested in, attending UPenn's business school for PhD and whatever. I have no idea.
Funny.
Either my email addresses have been sold somewhere or somebody's pranking me. I don't know. The French one though is annoying because
Yeah.
sometimes the way that they word how to unsubscribe, I have to do Google Translate to find where it is in the email to click on, and then it feels like you're trying to dig your way out of a quicksand hole because you can hit unsubscribe on as many of them as you can, but it's just like they're never ending. So I've kind of given up. It's the reason that my email inbox appears to have 20,000 unread emails in it. I know.
I think I would just give up and get a new email address.
I mean, I want to, but I don't know. I've had this email for a while and I already deal with multiple email addresses,
Sure,
So
sure.
I've
Right.
gotten to where my way to deal with it is just to scan through anything that came through that day and be like, do I need to read it? And I've just stopped caring about clearing out ones that I don't need, and I'm just like, they just sit there. It's okay.
Yes.
Life will go on whether I
Yes.
open that email and mark it as unread or mark it
Very
as
true.
read or
Yes,
not.
exactly.
Anyway,
Exactly.
out of email talk.
Yes.
All right. So that brings us to your departure day, which is Saturday, April the 26th. How
Yes.
much of this day do you have to play with?
Not much. We our flight's at 11 o'clock. That's not bad. So I'm sure we're getting picked up 3 hours before. So eight
Okay.
o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So not much of the day, I guess.
Right. Enough time to perhaps enjoy one last coffee at Disney and maybe something from the Boardwalk Bakery or whatever they call it
Sure.
these days.
Sure. Exactly. Take a little
Uh,
stroll, get a coffee. That sounds
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's true. You could get an early morning walk in around the boardwalk, get your steps in before you go sit on a plane for 3 hours. What airline are you flying?
So, yeah.
Southwest?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that Terminal C?
Yeah.
Okay. So you could grab another wine bar George on your way out too.
Oh, no, okay, that's not in the wine. I thought Wine Bar George was Terminal B. So,
No, no, A and B are combined. That's the old one. Remember where you can see A and B like across from each other? And
okay,
C is the totally separate one, the new
okay,
one.
so we are in the old one.
Oh, okay.
It's JetBlue that flies into
Okay.
the new terminal.
Yes, JetBlue and many international flights fly into the new one. I have no idea. I had no idea where Southwest flew into because I've never once found a Southwest flight to Orlando from New York City that worked for me. So
Interesting.
it's a mystery to me. I hear they have great deals though. I would love to find a flight that works. But anything else? I mean, what I'm hearing is Flower and Garden and Cosmic Rewind are the two biggest priorities for you.
Exactly. And my husband laughed out loud when I said this, but I really think this will be a more relaxed pace for us. Usually I am just walking as fast as I can, for the entire day when I'm at Disney, but I
Mhm.
really do anticipate just a slower pace. It's going
Mhm.
to be 90 degrees every day that we're there. It's
Mhm.
only the two of us. We've been quite a bit, so I do
Mhm.
think it'll be just more relaxed.
Does he like to spend a lot of time at the resorts, or does he like going into the parks but just kind of enjoying the vibes? What is his usual MO?
So he does enjoy the parks, but not. He doesn't want to be there from rope drop to the end
Mhm.
of the end of the fireworks.
Right.
Um, so he does enjoy the parks. He doesn't enjoy a lot of rides, but he
Mhm.
also does enjoy the resorts as well. Like
Mhm.
if we're at Hollywood Studios, he likes to go on a ride, see a show, go get a beer, just like a more relaxed pace.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I hope that you too can be relaxed during this trip. I know how it is to be a go 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 person and to really try to make that switch. It takes like a conscious effort at first until it becomes more natural. It just feels unnatural for some of us who are Disney diehards to make ourselves slow down. But I have to say, when I do, I always enjoy it. I always appreciate that I've done it. So
I say to my family, why are we walking so fast? Like we're, we're there is absolutely no reason. Like we have a half hour to get to the next ride. We do not need to be walking at
mhm.
this pace. And I do think if I could slow down a little bit, I might see some things I've never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, Amy, I am looking forward to talking to you again when you get back and hearing about all of these adventures. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And I will talk to you again very soon.
Thank you so much, Virginia.
Thank you so much, Amy, for returning to the show. Amy's post trip report episode is up next. So make sure you are subscribed to the podcast on the podcast app of your choice so that you will always have access to the latest episodes. I hope everyone has a magical week. And as always, keep daydreaming about where you long to be.